Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a man named David. David was known for his hardworking nature and his unwavering faith in God. He ran a small but prosperous farm where he grew crops and tended to livestock. Despite his efforts, one year brought him a string of unfortunate events. A severe drought struck the land, withering his crops and leaving his livestock without sufficient water. David prayed earnestly for rain, but the skies remained clear. Desperate, he spent all his savings on irrigation equipment, hoping to save what was left of his farm. Yet, despite his best efforts, the harvest failed, and his animals grew weak. His neighbors began to whisper, questioning why God would allow such a faithful man to suffer so greatly. In his moments of deepest despair, David visited the village chapel and knelt before the altar. With tears streaming down his face, he cried out to God, asking why his prayers had gone unanswered. That night, he had a dream. In his dream, an old man with kind eyes and a gentle voice appeared and said, "David, your faith is being tested. Your success is not measured by the abundance of your harvest, but by the strength of your trust in God." Upon waking, David felt a renewed sense of purpose. He realized that his trials were not punishments, but opportunities to deepen his faith and reliance on God. He began to help his neighbors, sharing what little he had left and offering words of encouragement. His selflessness and unwavering faith inspired others in the village, who came together to support one another through the hard times. As months passed, the rains eventually returned, and the land began to recover. David's farm, though still struggling, showed signs of new life. His neighbors, moved by his example, helped him rebuild. The village thrived once more, not just because of the renewed prosperity, but because of the strengthened bonds and the shared faith in God's plan. Years later, David's farm was more successful than ever, but he never forgot the lessons he learned during those trying times. He continued to live with humility and gratitude, always remembering that true success is found not in material wealth, but in a heart that trusts in God's wisdom and timing. David's story became a cherished tale in the village, a reminder that failure and success are both parts of God's greater plan, and that true faith shines brightest in the darkest moments. The villagers learned that every trial is an opportunity to grow closer to God and to each other, finding strength and success in their shared faith.